But I think the way you think about an NFT project is the art comes almost secondary, though it's very important. It's, are you willing to give access to your fans, virtually or physically? The Garyvee audio experience. My man.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Good.
Such a pleasure. What's good?
Good, my
You
bro.
well?
Yeah.
Congrats on everything, man.
Thanks.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It's been amazing
it's crazy.
to watch you ascend. It's so good.
So very good.
Where were you born?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. It's amazing. It's amazing. How do sit. Okay. No worries. How can we help you guys the most? NFTs, books, I know.
Yeah, we were just talking about it all. I don't know where you guys want to start. I mean, they were saying if they want to do an NFT, they want to do it right. I told them you took your time. They don't want to rush, you know? They want to do a book. I mean, he's on top of the world, and they were just saying, let's keep it moving, really.
I mean, the NFT thing is so big. You know, everyone gets caught up in how much money there is right now. It's so much bigger than that because it's kind of like 1996, 97, 98 for internet. You know, when the internet came, there was so much money, go public. But then in 2000, all the stocks went to zero. But in all that zero, eBay and Amazon were there. And they were meant to be eBay and Amazon. And that's what's gonna happen with NFTs. That's why it's good to be thoughtful. You've seen it. There's been a lot of artists, a lot of important people put out projects that have done shit. And then there's projects that right now are doing incredible that are vulnerable because it's a long-term game. But I don't know what your music deal or situation is, but as an author, music, funding of movies, all of it is going to be changed because of NFTs. As an artist, imagine when you're coming up. This is what we're going to talk a lot about. Instead of taking a bag from a record label, right? Because that's what happens. You build on TikTok, you build on SoundCloud, then people come and they offer you money and you go on a label, and that makes sense. If you know, it's not a great business deal, but the upfront money is very valuable. I did the same thing with my books. Oh, $1 million up front, that matter, it's money.
Of course.
Now, instead, the 15-year-old you in 7 years, get big on whatever TikTok is, get big on whatever SoundCloud is, put out an NFT with your cover art of your album and say, these 10,000 NFTs of my first album, not only do you get the art, not only does it come with an hour of Zoom where you can meet me or meet in person, but I'm giving up 20% of my royalties forever, divided by 10,000, so the fans are gonna become the record label, not the record label. It's a big deal. It's a crazy to me. So that you gotta put in the back of your mind because you might be in deal, again, I don't know where you're at. As far as overall, it comes down to who you are. I was perfect for NFTs because I love meeting strangers. But I don't think that makes me nice or special. That's just who I am. I have so many friends who are big, who also want to, and then many that don't. And that's okay, you don't have to force it. But I think the way you think about an NFT project is the art comes almost secondary, though it's very important. It's, are you willing to give access to your fans, virtually or physically? If the one of one, gold one, platinum one, in a series of 100 is dinner with you, it's gonna go for a lot more money than just the art.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about. But the NFT thing is like the social media thing. This is not a fad. This is not a quick move. This is forever. I look at everybody here, everyone's young. I'll throw myself in there. I'm a little older than you guys. This is gonna take over our lives forever. So it's worth thinking about. But I think the way you think about it is, what are you willing to give your fans in access? Virtually or physically? That's how you go backwards. Because the contract underneath the art is the very special part of NFTs. The thing I started with is how it's going to revolutionize the entire music industry. NFTs are the most dangerous thing to more dangerous than Napster, more dangerous than SoundCloud, more dangerous than TikTok. Because the record labels always had the fact that they were the funding mechanism of the artist. Now you get big on TikTok and SoundCloud and you sell NFTs to your audience, you can raise $5 million overnight and you can keep 80% instead of giving up 80%. And then you know how good it feels when you pop off, that the fucking people that believed in you the most are the ones that are getting money every time you Spotify? And for me, like when I think about what we do, you know, we just give you guys have a sense of how we do it. Mike probably shouldn't be investing in startups or buying stock, but when this becomes real, Mike, even while he works for me, the first thing I'll tell him is like, because I love him and he's family, I'm like, here's 50K, go buy NFT. When this becomes real, in 5 years, I'm like, what you've done for the last 20 years, when you see the baby or Lil Baby or Meg Thee Stallion, buy those fucking NFTs. Because buying those NFTs is gonna give you royalties. It's going to change the world. So NFTs, you have to get smart. You guys, you know, you're busier. You guys have to spend hours understanding it because it's not a quick buck.
That's right.
It's not a quick buck.
That's why I haven't
smart.
taken the decision.
If you know, obviously we're gonna meet for a half an hour and everyone's busy. But if you need extra time, we'll get on Zoom. I'll help.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
I have maybe 10, 15, 20 people that
I
I'm
see
sure you're getting bombarded.
Shakira make a one NFT.
Yeah, the art's fucking fire.
I see.
Yeah, it's all coming. Too many people are fixated on the visual, and the art's important. But like, this is important to me because it's me. This doesn't look as good as this, but it's authentic. And you know this. I've been watching you for a minute. Like, the reason you got to here is because it's authentic. When it's real, it's real.
Yeah.
When it's not, it's not. Right? So
100%.
for me, when people make fun of me because they're like, Gary, your art is like a second grader, I'm like, cool, but it's me. Well, I have enough money to hire the best artists in the world. I could make it look phenomenal, but it's fucking me. Then I'll convert them into, you ever see the first Bart Simpson or Mickey Mouse? They didn't look great either. You can hire people later. But when it's authentic. And you gotta think of yourself, you know, I don't know you well. Maybe you do love the idea of having dinner with 20 people. Maybe you do wanna have people meet you in the green room before a show. Maybe you do wanna serenade somebody on stage. Justin Bieber in his prime, if he had an NFT, that if you bought it, it also gave you the ability to sit in a chair and get serenaded, some fucking rich fucker here would have bought it for his 15-year-old daughter for $100,000. So you gotta think about the strategy.
Yeah.
And it has to start with what you're willing to do.
I see.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not just the art, it's a contract. If you want it to be. Most people just make it about art. But that's like thinking in 1995 the internet was just about search engines. It was a lot more. You can start, back to being a humongous global artist. Maybe your NFT is your membership club. Maybe it's your fan club. Maybe you put out 100,000 NFTs for $100 a piece. And if you buy it, you're part of the fan club. Photos, access, discounts on tickets. It's powerful.
Yeah.
And what's cool about it is, unlike when the Beatles had a fan club in the 60s, when somebody takes a piece of art like Shakira and sells it, they love you, but now they don't like you as much. You know how that happens, fans, right? When they sell it, because there's only 100,000 of them, you get a royalty. Very big.
This is a big.
What are you thinking, Boyd?
No, I mean, that's what we want. We were saying we just want to get to know each other. You know, we've been trying to meet you for so long, and we know you love cars, we know you love motorcycles, or what type of, like, 4-wheelers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
saying,
whatever you want to talk about, man, I know.
yeah, man, and we're here for, you know, I think you probably have a sense of us. We love music and culture, and like, we believe in karma. I'm not interested, I don't need anything. So it's good to just give game.
Oh, I think you guys should talk about family. You know, if we're really filming this and people are gonna see this, like, family means so much to them. I know it's everything to you. It's like his
good.
dad, his grandparents, like everything. It's just family.
They're all back in Puerto Rico?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than that stuff, I mean, the next he's going on a world tour. Like, they just said they're doing the first like sold out show in South America.
What was the
after
first?
the pandemic.
What was the first moment where it started really? What was, if I asked you, what was the moment where it turned?
Más o menos en qué año fue, Magil, que tú crees
But
que
it
yo.
turned everything that turned like that you started seeing, let's call it, you start seeing the light, right? Because remember at the end of the day, artists is when they start, they have a dream, right?
Of course.
They have a dream to become an artist, they have a dream to be famous, they have a dream to accomplish a lot of things in the music industry. When Faruko came out, he came out of MySpace.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's so organic and so real that when he came out, just like you say, imagine if you come and you become an NFT artist
Yeah.
and you release everything on NFT platform or whatever it is, right? So he just came out just like that. He came out on MySpace, putting up music on MySpace.
When?
Back in
2000.
2008, 9,
No,
10.
more. That's 2010, 11, 2011.
9, 10.
9, 10.
9, 10.
Yeah.
2009, 2010. I'm there.
And that was the first.
No, that was.
No.
Okay, that was. Okay, when you start putting music and people
Yeah, of course.
are, you know,
I remember
liking the
that
product.
one. That's when we knew each other.
Yeah.
I remember.
But when everything turned,
And Jock.
and went to like, oh my God, like, the tour was all across the world to travel and it was a record called Besas También. When the record came,
Killed.
everything changed.
What year was that?
That was 2012, 2014 around there, around that time.
Yeah.
That record came out and it was like, that was
That's what's so amazing about music, right?
After recording with J Balvin,
After
so
that,
6 a.m.
He recorded 6 a.m. and
Yes.
after
And after
that
that,
we did Sean Paul,
Sean Paul.
not Sean Wine.
I remember.
And
It was it. So much momentum.
that's it.
After that,
That's what's so amazing about art in general. What's up?
Look at Peppers right now.
Bro, look at fucking everybody.
Well, this song that they're talking about right now, they dropped it, blew up, organic,
But
like no money, no big music video, right? It just
You understand?
the different mind of another artist, my career is very organic because when I start, nosotros empezamos antes de que cambiara.
We started when we were selling hard copies. That's right.
Hustling.
Yeah, hustling. Antes de que cambiara todo a lo digital y fue mucho trabajo.
Before everything changed from
To digital.
hard copies to digital.
Yeah.
You didn't have Spotify. Now
I remember. It's so much easier now.
Sí, ahora es muy fácil.
Fucking SoundCloud and TikTok and you're good.
Y llevar todo ese tiempo desde que yo salí y mantenerme ahora en estos tiempos vigente y número uno cuando no soy del trending team, you know, de los que salieron ahora.
Can you grab that?
Difícil.
Can you grab that right next to you?
This one?
Yeah. You see this? This is my report card. In high school. You see this Spanish? I got a D. So I need my man here. Go ahead, I want to hear that though. What was he saying?
So so like I said, we started with the hard copies, right?
Yes.
And then when this world changed to digital world, it was like it was like a boom in your head, you know, just recently because you just started seeing like all these new artists is
Coming up.
coming up and landing on top of you after all the effort and all the hard work they did, you know, all around.
Was that frustrating?
Yeah.
I respect that.
It was,
I get it.
yeah, it was,
I get it. Because as an entrepreneur, when I was building everything, when the internet was impossible, nobody used it. And then in 2000, so I was in 98, and then in 2005, 6, 7, I'm seeing companies get $2 million in funding at a $20 million valuation. But it's funny, that sat with me very short. 2 seconds. On my mind, you can't control when you're born. There's gonna be people that you look to, you looked and said they had it easy, they're gonna say the same shit about a 12-year-old right now that's gonna use NFTs to not do record deals.
Crazy.
Artists are giving up 80% of the action on the back end for upfront cash. And kids are gonna keep 80%, sell fucking more, get more money from their fans for NFTs and feel better because 90% of artists don't feel great about the company making the money. And now, literally now, the people that are gonna make money besides the artist are the earliest fans who believed in the artist. Mike, when he fully realized what I'm saying, is gonna wake up one day in 9 months, 19 months, 39 months and be like, fuck, all that skill I had, it was good for clout. Gary thought it was smart and that was good for my career in my 20s and 30s, but I could have bought, he wrote about Nicki Minaj when she had 4,000 followers on Twitter. If she would have sold her masters, he would have bought $800 worth and probably would be making $4,000 a day on Nicki music today. That's what's gonna happen. Artists are gonna become like stocks and startups. Fans are gonna bet. It's gonna be cool.
Cool.
It's gonna be very cool.
Yeah.
100%, that's what's gonna happen with NFTs. Contract. Spotify, royalties come in, it's gonna know the 99 people that own NFTs from the original masters. Just like disc jockey and all that, just gonna distribute the money. I'm gonna hold the NFT. Of course, it's gonna be beautiful art, no different than an album cover, but it's gonna represent 0.2% of all the music royalties. It's gonna be a big game for us. What we do well. Listen to a lot of music, decide, do you believe? Bet on the person. It's cool. It's so nice. That's why I love Web3 so much, this new world. Think about who's making the money. The artist and the people that most believe in it. Imagine buying 1% of all Nirvana royalties because you saw them in a bar in Seattle in 1990. It's fucking cool. Think about how it uplifts communities. Who do you think is gonna buy the first NFT? The people from the neighborhood. And then you also have 4,000, 10,000 people who are not just fans, who are financially incentivized for you to win. The fuck do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna share your music 24 hours a day? NFTs are gonna change music in a very big way.
Beautiful.
In a beautiful way.
Beautiful.
What about collaborations these days? One thing Mike knows that I'm passionate about. Passionate. Because obviously you've won so much in your universe, but what about the idea of doing music with Madonna or Cher or Taylor Swift? How do you think about collaborations to broaden awareness?
A mí me gustaría trabajar, no sé, con Post Malone o algo así. Like,
I think the number one thing that you guys could all help him with is make him listen to a lot of different music, see if he falls in love with anything, and then do things with them. If he falls in love with one song from an emerging K-pop band, and you guys get together in LA, and you catch it right, changes his whole career.
yeah.
he's done that a lot on the Latin side.
I know that. That's why I'm bringing it up. I believe, from my eyes, from afar, it's one of the biggest reasons he's here today, the way he is. I think you should broaden it, period, to the world. Country, K-pop, EDM, whatever the fuck. Everything.
Doji,
Well, we're about to,
right? Like stuff like
we're
that.
about to start working.
It's just, you know what it is for him? It's what you do for me.
Yeah.
If they're just every week, it's almost like exercise. Here's 12 songs that he would never listen to just listen. You know what? It's just like me.
Yeah.
It's Mike gives me a ton of new music. It's one every 40 songs, 100 songs, where I'll text him. I may not talk to him for 2 months, and then out of nowhere I'm like, who's this?
Yeah. It's real, and that's why we've been waiting to meet you for so long. When this came across the radar, Gary, all caps, yes, now we need to finally. Because when we like someone, we like them.
Yeah, because two things I believe in: authenticity and strategy. I'm not confused how you guys got to this office.
You're very smart.
By the way, it's how I got to this office.
Yeah.
But I do think it could be very big for you. What I love, notice what I'm saying. I'm not saying just find the people that are already winning, because I already know that it has to be authentic to you. I'm saying to the crew, just load up his fucking, whatever the fuck he listens to music to, 12 a week. I don't know if you work out or when you go to sleep or however you like it. Traveling, right? That's when it's been harder for me to listen to this shit because I'm very good when I'm traveling on a plane, because while I'm working, I'll listen. In Zoom and everything, I don't have the rhythm that I had before. So, but I think that could be an incredible thing you can do for him. Even if you have to add somebody new to the team, because I'm sure everyone's busy, really new shit, like who's popping in fucking Sweden?
No, there's a new movement over there in Europe right now with a new sound that we've been paying attention to.
Yeah.
Because believe me, what you're saying is he loves doing that. He don't just steps in one circle, he likes to jump around from side to side. Now if you follow Faruq's career, he's done a dancehall album, he's done a reggae album, he's done a trap album, he's done a reggae
It's why I'm giving you the advice. I know. But to your point, in a certain, like in a pocket, and I'm saying, fuck it. Go do country.
We want to do what we're, he knows. We have a real good connection. And we were talking about a few weeks ago that, man, we should come up with this rock album. And rock, bro.
Especially if you want to do it.
I don't scare. I'm not
I know.
Like rock.
I
Do rock like there's no other artist in the line.
What time is it, Diva?
That can do
1 minute.
Into the APAC thing?
Yeah.
Can you just hit up Marcus and tell them I'll be 5 minutes? I just want to chill on him more.
Building off that, he was saying, and you guys are all saying his mentality, he loves cars and motorcycles and everything. He was saying, I'm like a person making these cars and this is a prototype. Like his new hit, it's like, this is an option. It blew up.
Yeah.
But he likes making things that are like better than the last to him. He's an artist, So trying things, loving it.
Where do you live? PR?
Here.
And anywhere else? Miami?
Miami up here.
What about how are you guys thinking about products?
like as far
Water,
as products.
anything.
Oh,
Water, apparel.
We 1,000%. We would love to do those type of things. And just
You're so focused, right?
No, it's not that. It's that we look at proposal and it's like you said. If it doesn't
bullshit.
If it doesn't make sense, why do it? Remember.
Yeah, 100%.
Once you lose that opportunity, as far as
I agree.
For example, the NFT. How about if I do the NFT with the wrong person with the wrong knowledge?
100%.
I'm done.
100%.
So I would say there's a time for everything. There's a time for everything. You can't rush it. You can't.
What's going on with? Obviously, I know what's going on with you on Instagram, but I don't know what's going on with you on TikTok.
My TikTok is dying.
No,
They were saying it goes viral instantly, and we were just talking about, I know you're in a rush, but like
I'm not
it
in
goes
a rush.
viral, but we were saying maybe someone should document. Just his face goes viral. Like he might not love the app, but killing it.
how many followers does he have on it?
2.5 million, right?
I believe so.
I looked up.
It should be way more.
No, of course, but
He doesn't fuck with it.
He don't fuck with it at all. You know, like the gram is about to hit 20. YouTube is about to hit 20 mil. It's 100 million across.
Fred, you're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, I need it.
You're gonna be upset. And you've been around the game long enough. You saw what happened to MySpace. You can't. You're gonna have to get more serious. And like, it's the same thing with my weight and my strength. For 8 years, I got my shit together finally, but I hate it every day. And that's how you're gonna have to treat TikTok until you like it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have no choice. You have too much ambition. Too much. Yeah. You gotta be posting 2 times a day. You've posted 5 times since May.
And well, he did more than what I thought. I thought he did two posts.
Listen, we have this limited time together. Obviously, let's start talking more often like we love doing. We'll help no matter, happy to help you with anything. But this, you can't fuck around with. You're gonna lose leverage. You're gonna lose leverage. You know how powerful that Instagram has been for you. This is gonna eat it up.
Yeah.
There's not a 17-year-old that, you're too young, you have too much to do. Gotta figure it out.
How long do you think TikTok is gonna last?
A lot longer than the concept of ignoring it. Right, think about knowing your journey. Think about all the artists that were bigger than you that disregarded all the platforms.
Yeah.
Eventually you become successful enough to become who you made fun of on the way up.
Yeah.
And that's the danger. Eventually you become successful enough to become who you made fun of on the way up because they didn't understand it.
Another reason.
It's about understanding and exercising it.
Sometimes shit comes natural, sometimes shit's a little difficult, but when you want it, you gotta fight for it.
Yes. You have to want it before.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it was easy in 2010. You'll do anything. When you're hungry, you'll eat anything. In 2021, thank goodness, thank God for all the hard work all of you put in, a little less hungry, a little more bling,
Yeah.
a little more followers, and you get passive on where the kids fuck with. And then you become vulnerable. And then the 19-year-old version of you takes your shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But even with how you always say, Gary always says listen and like study. Like if he loves cars and motorcycles, there's so much cars and motorcycles on TikTok all day long. And if any of those people, you jump in their comments, lose their mind.
Or it's like anything, it's like a coach, it's like anything. If it doesn't come natural for him to do it, then one of the 4 of you good looking characters need to be near him all the time and just fucking make it happen.
Because if you start fucking with people on TikTok, that's like an article ready to go. Pitchfork, whoever's like, whoa, why did Faruko just jump in all of his fans' comments, you know? People go crazy.
Yeah.
More importantly, it's where attention is. In 1985, it's a good idea to be on MTV every hour. In 2011, not as much. In 2021, it's not even on your mind. TikTok isn't something you can just disregard. YouTube watcher, what's up? It's Garyvee. First of all, thank you so much. I hope you're doing super well during these times. I also want to ask you, please subscribe because my commitment and exploration of YouTube is about to explode. Stories, polls, more content, more engagement, more surprise and delight. This is the time to subscribe. I hope you consider it, and I hope I see you soon.